Okay. Now, today we have scheduled interview for YogeshSharma. He is from Vivar, Ajmer. His father is BCom, whose government servant, earns 60,000 rupees. He has got a younger sister who's studying class 12. He himself has done 10th with 81%, 82%, 12th with 81%, and BTech with 81% mechanical. He has done it. He he loves swimming and he plays volleyball. Swimming he's done for leisure, and volleyball he plays with the friends. He has been part of NSS program in his college time. Rest of things, he has been screened out 5 times, and he has been conference out once. So he is a person who is motivated to join services, otherwise no one would have given 5 times interview for SSP. Now we'll hand over to Colonel Kadam for onward journey. We'll all remain muted, and if you got any questions, we'll write down, and only Colonel Kadam and Yogesh will be in the talking terms. Right then?
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Yogesh, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine, sir.
Good. So completely calmed and ready for the interview?
Yes, sir.
Good. Right. You belong to Rajasthan with very glorious history, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Very much.
Yeah, you're proud of it.
Yes, sir. Very much.
Yeah. Then tell me all that you know about Bivar and Ajmer.
So, sir, Byawar falls in Ajmer district. It is in the middle of the Rajasthan, and Byawar is on the right-hand side of the Aravalli ranges. Byawar was earlier known as the Manchester of India because we have 3 cotton mills here, the Edward Mill, Krishna Mill, and Mahalakshmi Mill. So it was basically a manufacturer of textiles in India. Byawar was earlier part of the Ajmer and Merwada Commissionerate. It was not the part of Rajasthan. It was later merged in with the Rajasthan. The current population of Byawar is 1,45,000 as per the census 2011. Currently in Byawar, there is a cement industry. We have the Sri Cement and Ambuja Cement, and we have also the ball mills, which crushes the stones and process them for the tiles. And it is a historical past. It was earlier an cantonment. It was founded by the Colonel Charles George Dixon of the British Army of the 44th Merwada Infantry in 1836. And since then, it has been flourishing. And it is the 16th largest city of the Rajasthan as per the census. And talking about the cuisine, we have a tilpatti, which is famous in Byawar, and we have the Athaniki Mirchi. So these two are basically the things which are exclusive to the Byawar. And now talking about the Ajmer, Ajmer is an historical place. Earlier it was ruled by the Chauhan dynasty of Shakambari. The Prithviraj Chauhan was a notable ruler. And in the vicinity of Ajmer, there is Pushkar. And Ajmer is also famous for the Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Dargah.
That's all.
No, sir, there is a lot more about that.
Yeah,
but
tell me everything that you know about Ajmer and Byawar.
So Ajmer was after the Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by the Muhammad Ghori, it fell into the hands of the Delhi Sultanate, and since then it has been governed by the rulers of the who ruled the Delhi. So after the fall of the Mughal Empire, it fell into the control of the British, and since then it has been transformed into a commissionerate, which was known as the Ajmer Mirwada. And Ajmer has also 2 lakes, Anasagar and Foysagar. It has been in the government has been developing it into a tourism place. We have the Pushkar Mela and we have the Urs Mela. So people from all over the country and also from other countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh come to Ajmer and pay their pilgrimage to the Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti.
Finished.
Yes, sir.
That's the lot. Good.
That
But good, good knowledge of history. Very good. Okay. Now we will talk about you, starting from your education background, starting from say about 10th class onwards. What all subjects you liked? The subjects which you didn't like much. Tell me about your teachers, the teachers you liked and why. Similarly, teachers whom you didn't care about much and why. Tell me about your friends, the good friends, the close friends, and the best friends. What all you did in the school days as extracurricular activities and other activities with your friends, and your achievements during school college days.
okay, sir. So first, starting from the 10th class, I studied in the Central Academy, the Ajmer Road, Byawar, which was affiliated to the Board of Secondary Education, Rajasthan. I scored 82% in my 10th, and my favorite subject in 10th was science. And the subject which I least liked was social studies and basically the political science. And after that, in 11th and 12th, I opted for the physics, chemistry, and mathematics. And uh, between the three of them, physics was my favorite, and basically the application of physics. And teacher I liked the most was Lalit sir. He was our Hindi teacher, and I liked him because he explained Hindi so much very well that we grasp everything, every sentence in one go. And teacher I liked least was our science teacher, Mr. Neeraj Sharma, because somehow I feel that he demoralizes us. And talking about my friends, so I have many friends starting from the school to college, and some of my friends are from wherever I went to the SSB. So I talk about my close friend first, and I have the four close friends which I think that are close to me. One is Pawan Khatri from my old school. One is Abhishek Prajapati from my school from where I did the 12th and 12th. And one is Vikas Yadav from my college. And one is Adarsh Srivastav, whom I met in the SSB, and my first SSB. So, talking about Pawan Khatri first, we share a lot of common things, and like we went through the cycling, we went to the places around our region in our Byawar, and we like to watch same kind of movies. We're both fans of the Marvel, so that basically make us together. And Abhishek Prajapati, he was the guy who motivated me whenever I feel low. Like I said that Mr. Neeraj Sharma used to demoralize a lot. He used to tell that you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. Like he was used to demoralize us. So Abhishek was the one who kept me motivated. That yes, yes, Yogesh, you have got something, and you will do something better in your life. Now coming to college, Vikas Yadav was from a defense background. His father is a serving JCO. So the defense was the thing that connected two of us. And and talking about the Adarsh Srivastav. Adarsh, I met him at the Allahabad SSB 18 SSB Allahabad in 2018 for NDA. And I think he's from Delhi, so I think that he has got a lot of exposure. So he used to guide me whenever I needed. Uh, Whenever about the college or about the SSB, when I just call him and then he said wherever I doing wrong and so he corrected me. So basically that's the thing we are connected together. And now coming to the activities which I have done in my school and colleges. So in my school time, I used to be part of drama. Up to the 8th class, I have done two or three plays in my college, both Hindi and English. And I have also participated and won two quiz competition in my 8th class. In 10th and up to 12th, I was not very much active, and I only did swimming and volleyball in my school time and focused on my studies. And when I joined the college, I came to know about the NSS. I always wanted to join NCC, but our college didn't have the NCC. So I got to know about NSS and I joined it. And I participated in almost any activity conducted by the NSS. And they saw my potential, my senior coordinators, and they made me a coordinator when their tenure was over.
Okay. You said you didn't like your science teacher because he used to demotivate you.
Yes, sir. He used
What
to
do you
tell that
think was his What do you think was his purpose in demotivating his own students? And you liked science. So what do you think his aim was?
sir, I think that he must have hold a greater standard in the science. Like he used to give us assignments and he used to tell us that you have to memorize these questions, and those who didn't memorize were punished by him. And so I was the weak at the memorizing part. I can understand the concept, but I am poor in explaining them. So I was not able to memorize the questions which he gave to me. So that's why I think he used to scold me a lot and he used to tell that you cannot do anything if you can do this. So
But
I
could
think
be,
that it was due to he preferred a higher quality.
but could be he was trying to get more out of you, and he thought you're not putting enough effort to come up to
Yeah,
his
that
level of his standards in science.
I
His
think
aim was to
I
push you to work harder, isn't it? Could be.
I think that yeah, yes, sir. It was part of the negative motivation. When there is a positive motivation and there is a negative motivation, so he used to motivate the students negatively. But some of us couldn't get it right at that time. So we thought that he was just punishing us and he is not treating us well. But as I think now, it was is part of a negative motivation. He used to motivate us by negative remarks, by giving negative remarks.
Yeah, could be negative remarks. You didn't like it. Like many times, my parents used to keep scold me. They used to beat me also, with the aim that I put in more hard work. The teacher never beat you, isn't it? Science teacher. No.
Yeah, sir.
So
Once
maybe
he,
he was trying to motivate you further, but you took it in a negative sense. Is it
yes, sir.
possible that you have taken
That's
in negative sense when he was actually trying to motivate you? Is it
yes, sir.
possible? What
At
do you
that time,
think?
I said that, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. I perceived it negatively, but when I came to know about the
What do you
army
think
life,
about it now? Could be that you
I
are
think,
wrong.
sir, that I think that it was taken into I take into a positive way that he was trying to motivate us.
Good. Okay. Now you have got in your almost 6 years from say 10th, 6, 7 years, you have got only a handful, not even 5 friends. Why is it so?
Sir, I have many friends, but as I told that they were close friends. I have almost friend with almost everyone in my college, in my school, and
Okay.
I went to 6 SSBs. I have made lot of friends from there. But these 6 friends are those whom I talk on regular basis.
Okay. They're very close friends. So
Yes, sir, very
what
close.
is the qualities you see in a friend to make him your close friend?
Sir, first thing is I seek something which is common between us. It can be hobby, uh, it can be a aim in life like defense. And basically, I second thing I seek is how much focus they are in achieving their aim. So that is the thing that I seek in a person to make him a friend.
Okay. That is not, but every friend you spoke about, you're taking something from them. He helped me in
Okay.
getting you when you're low, to motivate you, somebody to help you in your studies, but you never helped anybody of your friends, any of your friends.
No, sir, I help them.
So you didn't speak about it. You tell me now.
So Abhishek Prajapati, I help in his studies. He's from a Hindi medium background. So he's a lot of problem in English, communicating in English. And since we are studying English, engineering in English, he has got a lot of problem in that. And also in our 12th, 10th and 12th, he has a lot of problem in English. So I just, wherever he was lagging, I helped him. In any topic, I explained to him and he got it cleared. And talking about Vikas Yadav, he is a defense aspirant, but he has a fear of written exams, the CDS and FCAT. So he always feels low about clearing that exams. So I give him important topics. You give him important questions which can come in the exam, and also I have given him some tips regarding the SSB. And Pawan Khatri, basically, sir, we share movies and kind things kind of like, because he is a totally different field from me. He joined a commerce college, and I went to the engineering. So we cannot help each other in the studies, but when it comes to entertainment and landing each other here, we are there for each other.
Okay.
And Adarsh Srivastav, he wanted to do the TISNET exam, and almost in 6 months ago, I was working in a company as a part-time employee, and I was the content creator of that company. So which and they were preparing for the TISNET exam. TISNET is a college in Mumbai. So others wanted to appear for that. So I gave him the notes and important topics so that he can clear the TISNET exam.
Okay. You have been part of NSS and you were selected amongst many to be a coordinator by a program in charge, isn't it? Tell me
Yes, sir.
everything about NSS. How many friends you made in NSS? What all did you do as coordinator? And what was the reaction of other members of NSS?
So NSS is a national service scheme which comes under the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Youth Affairs. And it was established in 1969 on 24 September with aim to make students know about their culture and to do the social services. And I joined the NSS because I was interested in doing social work, and I was basically interested in camps, which I didn't get in NCC. And I was made the coordinator based on my technical skills. Graphic designing is one of my hobby, so I used to send posters of various national holidays to my senior coordinators, and they liked it too so much. And after a period of time, they needed another coordinator to handle the social media and graphic designing part. So they see potential in me, and they made me a coordinator. And I got positive reaction from my senior coordinators and from my junior volunteers. My junior the coordinator which is junior to me, which is made after me, also seeks guidance from me. He also took tips on some part where he get stuck, and he just called me, and I correct him.
Okay, nice. Now we will talk about your family background. First, tell me, what is your father doing? How are your relations with your father? What all you discuss and do together with your father? Uh, when does he get angry with you and for why? Tell me about your relations with your mother. How do you help your mother? What all you do at home? And your relations with your sister. How do you help her? How do you guide her as an elder brother? And what all you do together with in your family?
So my father is an senior assistant at the Government Polytechnic College Ajmer, and he has done BCom Bachelor of Commerce from Rajasthan University. I spend a very less time with my father since he's working in another city, so we get a very less time to interact. But usually on holidays, we sit together, we discuss on what is going on the radio. My father is a fan of the radio. He listen to the Vivid Bharati daily. So whatever is going on the radio, we discuss it. Sometimes we discuss my career plans. And once he got angry when I got back in my fifth semester.
Sorry?
Although he got angry when I got back in my fifth semester. I got a backlog in my fifth semester in design of machine elements. So he got angry that he said that you didn't study it very properly, so you got back and you need to pay more attention to your studies like that. But I said that I have written well in the exam, and I filed for the revaluation, rechecking, and after that my back got cleared in the revaluation. So after that he was like okay. And my mother did 10th class, studied till 10th, and after that she left her studies due to some family issues, and she got married at the age of 19. I'm more close to my mother because she is there at home whenever I need her, and I also help her with daily tasks like cleaning of house, gardening, going to market to buy vegetables or groceries, and going to bank or some other official work. And my sister, younger sister, she is currently pursuing the chartered accountancy and bachelor of commerce. So I guide her whenever she needs, because she has also opted for the mathematics in her plus two. So which this one thing was common between us. So I used to uh, explain topics whenever she needed. And in our free time, like Sundays, we all sit together, have breakfast, have chit chat, and do some household work together, and that's it, sir.
Okay. So tell me what all you do together as family members.
Like changing bed sheets, cleaning our house together, gardening, and washing clothes. One washes clothes, one just dry them. These kind of activities, sir, we do together.
Okay, tell me your daily routine on a working day, now when you're doing a job or even after that. And right from the time you get up till the time you go to sleep, and on a holiday, say Sunday or any other holiday, what do you do throughout the day?
So when I was working in the company last year, I used to wake up early in the morning at 5:30. After that, I used to freshen my up and went to the gym. And I used to spend gym until 7 or 7:30, depend on the day of exercise. After that, I used to come home and take a shower and take my father to the bus stop, because he goes to office in Ajmer, which is 50 kilometers away from my hometown. And after that, I went to office, do work there, and uh, almost at 2 o'clock, I went back to my home, have lunch, and then I used to spend some time in my hobbies, like in graphic designing or do some work. I used to study when the exams were near, and after that, in the evening, I used to go for an evening walk. After that, I had lunch at around 7:30 to 8 p.m. After that, I studied more, and then I used to sleep around 10:30. And on a holiday, I wake up at 7:30. I do not do exercise on holidays, and I help my parents on holidays, like in gardening or the cleaning of house or changing bed sheets, in this that kind of work. And it takes me around 3 to 4 hours, and then I used to have my lunch. After that, I rest more or watch some movies or read books. And in the evening, I used to visit my friend's house home, or we go to some other place like garden or another place. And then after I came back before the dinner, I watch TV serials with my father, and then sleep, go to bed by 10:30.
Okay. You said one of your hobbies or leisure time activity is trekking, isn't it?
Yes, sir. No, so sorry, sir. It's a interest. It's one of my interests. I do not pursue trekking on a regular basis.
Okay. Your interest means what exactly have you done in that to say that it interests you?
Sir, trekking is what I suppose is a 2 or 3 days activity. But I have done small uh, hiking. Like when I went to Tirupati, I scaled the mountain with my maternal uncle, and I went to trek with my NSS coordinator in Jaipur, Nahargarh track. So
Okay.
basically, I have, yes, sir.
Right. So it is not much that you have done trekking or you don't know much about trekking. Tell me about swimming. Swimming, you are very interested. Tell me, why do you do swimming? What do you learn from it? And what all have you done in that?
After my 10th board examination, I went to learn the swimming, because I heard somewhere that in the academy that they teach you swimming, but it is nice if you know it from previous from any advance. So I went to take the swimming lessons. I did swimming for about three to 4 years before the Corona lockdown happened, and I have gained physical strength from swimming. I it has uh, built my stamina. It kept me in shape, and it's also, and when I was taking the swimming lessons, it instilled a discipline in me. Like I have to go to take the swimming lessons at that time, whatever situation may happen. And I have not achieved anything in swimming because I was doing it as a leisure activity in my free time.
Okay. So, which all styles do you swim?
Sir, I do a breaststroke and butterfly.
Okay. And how many meters can you swim at a stroke?
Sir, 25 meters.
Bas. Not even one
Yeah.
length of a swimming pool.
No, sir, it was a small swimming pool.
Okay. So you
So
never tried to.
I had to stop and then turn back. So in one go, I was only able to do 25 meters.
Okay. But you can keep taking many chakkars up and down.
Yes, sir.
You didn't try that.
I tried that, sir. But I calculated only one in one length.
Okay. Good. So you are a volleyball player also,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it?
Yes, sir. We used to play volleyball in our games period.
Good. So in the company in which you are working, your boss calls you one day and he says, organize an exhibition volleyball match between two different departments on the annual day of the company or some celebration of the company. It will be just one match. And you tell me what all planning will you do? What all assistance you will ask from your boss? And how will you exactly conduct this exhibition match?
So firstly, sir, I will look for a venue where the match will happen. Then I will take care of the nets and all the things required in all the resources required in the volleyball match, and like refreshments, first aid kit if somebody gets injured, and I will send invitations to the team players, and I will also print the posters so that we will have it placed there, and I will arrange chairs for the spectators, and that's also I think that will be all necessary. And I will for the assistance I will ask for help. I will ask for the help whenever I need from my colleagues.
Not from your boss.
Sir, obviously, sir, boss, he will direct them to come with me and come help.
Okay, right. You said you used to go for a walk also in the evening, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So one of those walks when you're walking on a quiet road where there was nobody and you find somebody is following you, what will you do?
Sir, I will just move. I will just go to my way. I will immediately switch to something busier, some busier street. If
So
that person can,
before you go to any busy street, the chap stops you and he says, give me your purse and watch.
sir, there, yeah, he can have a knife or he can have a gun, so he can harm me. So I will hand him my watch and purse because I don't have usually much money in my purse. So
Okay,
that
so
will
you will
not
hand
harm me.
over. So you will hand over your watch and purse to him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But
okay,
sir,
good. But he's a greedy man. He says, now good, you're wearing a very good shirt. Give me your shirt and trouser also.
no, sir, I won't do that.
No, I want to know what will you do? I will not do this, I will not do that, I will not do that. I'm not asking you.
Okay,
Have you
sir.
understood my question?
So I will request him to at least hand me my mobile phone, and I will give him whatever he wants. So when he take my trouser or my shirt, I will hide at the place. I will call my one of my friend I will ask him to give me a to
Yeah, I
take
told
it.
you he's greedy. He says मोबाइल भी तो देना ही है तेरे को. शर्ट और ट्राउजर में जो भी जेब में रखा है सब सामान मेरा हो गया.
So I will hand him my shirt and trouser. And
And
when
he says मोबाइल भी चाहिए तेरे को. क्या
okay sir,
हिंदी नहीं समझ में आती वो बोलता है.
I will
और
give
एक
him,
मुंह पे मुक्का मारता है. बोलता है मोबाइल भी जल्दी से दे दे. भाग जा इधर से.
sir, I will give it to him.
हाँ?
I will
What?
give it to him, and
You
when
will
he
give it
comes
to
away,
him.
yes
Okay.
sir, I will strike him from back.
Okay. And then what will you do afterwards?
Sir, I will strike him and I will
He
immobilize him.
doesn't let you strike. He gives you two more, and your nose starts bleeding.
Then sir, I don't see many reason in indulging with that person, because he will do more
Hey,
harm
what
than
will
I.
you do? What will you do? That is my question.
Okay
Yes,
sir,
you strike him back. He gives you 2-3 strikes. Your nose bleeds. Now, what will you do next?
okay, so sir, I will back off, and since it's a quiet place, so whenever the first person crosses the street, I will call him. I will ask for his help, and I will get his mobile phone, call my parents, have a pair of
Mobile
clothes for
phone
me.
he has taken. Now, mobile phone
No
is
sir,
not.
not my mobile phone. Sir, not my mobile phone. Another colleague's
Acha, you
phone.
will go somewhere else, and from there, any stranger, you will take a mobile phone.
No sir, it's a quiet place, but someone will come.
Nobody
Someone
is
will
there.
move.
Nobody is there.
Nobody
Nobody
is
is
there.
there.
So sir,
There's,
I will find cover for myself. First thing will be I will find cover for myself.
so
I will cover myself sufficiently, so not to look indecent in front of public. Then I will go to a public place where I may found some people. I will
you will
ask
go
for.
to public. You will go to public place in your kacha banyan.
No sir, I will. I said that sir, I will cover myself. I will find
With
the
what?
agony.
With
I
what will
will.
you cover?
Yes, I will find a polythene. Not polythene, sir. The what we say, there's a gunny bag.
Okay, good. So ultimately, you will save yourself,
Yes, sir.
isn't
That
it?
will be my first priority, and then I will go to the police and I will give them the IMEI number of my mobile so that they can trace him, and I will go back to my home.
Okay. Now tell me about yourself. What do you think about yourself?
Sir, I think that I am a very curious person. I usually on a daily basis, whenever I find a random topic which interests me, I just search it on Google and have it all the content covered. And I think, sir, I have some issues, anxiety issues, because I am a basically introverted person. I have friends, many friends, but most of the time of the day I live alone. So I think that from there I got anxiety issues. So I have to uh, improve that.
What do you mean by you are an introvert?
Introverts are like basically I spend more of my much time of my day on alone. So that's why I call myself an introvert.
Okay.
I do not like I am spending my whole day with my friends or my family. Most of the time I am doing my work alone. So that's why I call myself introvert.
Okay. Nice talking to you, Yogesh. I've been asking you a lot of questions for last almost an hour. Do you have any question to ask me?
Sir, I had a doubt regarding the Agniveer scheme.
Okay.
Sir, Indian Gorkhas and Nepali Gorkhas join our armed forces. But sir, Agniveer scheme will affect the Nepali Gorkhas for sure, because India is not their country. They are coming to our country for a living. So I think, sir, I have a doubt that if that will impact the recruitment of Nepali Gorkhas into the Indian armed forces.
What is your view?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you.
Huh? You
Sir,
don't read newspapers?
yes, sir, I read newspapers.
So tell me, what is your view about the Agniveer, this new policy of the government?
Sir, it is well researched by Indian Armed Forces. So there must be some benefits in Agniveer scheme. It has main aim to reduce the average age of our armed forces, and also reduce the burden of pension. and that if we reduce the burden of pension, then we will utilize that money into the into improving the technology of our armed forces. So I think that it is a good scheme, and those who want to pursue Indian Armed Forces as a permanent career, like the 17-year service which earlier used to have, so they also have to join the Agniveer scheme to get into the permanent cadre. So that's the only way.
You agree with the government that by reducing pension, they'll be able to buy a lot of all the required equipment for the country?
Sir, I read it somewhere that I was watching a show of a retired major, and he said that if we have the bill of salary, suppose 100, then we have the bill of pension 125. So it's a very much amount. So I think that by reducing that over the years, we will save the money enough to modernize our armed forces.
Okay. Just for your knowledge, check what is the defense budget of the government of India for central government employees total, out of which how much is defense pensioners pension. In the defense ministry, check what is the ratio of the armed forces pension and the civilians in the defense ministry. Okay. And what is the required amount for buying equipment, any minor equipment? Does it match the bill? You have understood my homework for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Have you?
Yes, sir.
No.
No, sir. I will look for it, sir.
See, you see the total amount of pension money that the government of India spends. Okay. Remove the, you take only the pension bill of defense ministry. In defense ministry's pension bill, how much is for the armed forces and how much is for the civilians of the defense forces, the defense ministry? Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, whatever is the pension bill of the defense armed forces, how much is it? And okay, let's say, okay, will it suffice just for modernization of the armed forces, that whatever amount is spent on defense? Ultimately, some amount will still go into the pension budget out of that. So out of that, how much will the government save? And is it even 1% of the requirement for modernizing the equipment? Okay, this is the homework for you, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, from that you will get your answer, various answers that you have, including Nepalis. They have been working in the they have been in the Indian Army from ages. Not only in India, they are in the British Army also.
Yes, sir.
Whether they are or nationals or not, but any Indian, Nepali, you can go without visa to one other country. We are almost, since our defense forces have a lot of Nepalis, they become Indian nationals whenever they join the Indian defense forces, isn't it? So that is not much of a concern, but this money part is very concerned, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Major concern for all Indian citizens, right? So after your homework, you will get your many answers resolved. That's all from me. Thank you very much. Right, sir? I've finished.
Thank you, sir.
I think we have a very nice going along. I think it's now, first and foremost, before I start asking others to do it on there, let me just tell you, Yogesh, you please, you have to know, you have to think about yourself. As I was just telling you around there, just not today only, I was just telling Kadam that no, Indian Railways has given out certain points, and so I'll deal out those particular points only, just for you, so what is essential for you to understand. Okay. In order for upgradation to higher ranks in railways, there will be a test on EQ and personality. And their first is self-perception. That consists an awareness of your own strength, weaknesses, and ambition. You have not yet analyzed your strengths, you have not yet analyzed your weaknesses, nor you are thinking what your ambitions are. And how it is not the strength and weakness, you must exploit your strength and go around your weaknesses and work towards your ambition, which you have not been in a position to do that. That I'll talk to separate. Self-expression that indicates assertiveness, independence of thinking, etc. Third is called independence of thinking. Next, interpersonal skills, decision making, and stress management. These are 5 things which have been given out by the government for upgradation to higher ranks. And if you want to join services, leave aside what we talked about SSB. At least you should know yourself. Fundamentally, first and foremost, you are not very sure what is expected out of you. It's supposed to be personality. Tell me what do you understand by personality? Just tell me one thing. Yogesh.
Personality, sir, it can be described as the nature of a person. That what kind of person is that?
What is the
That's
nature
what
of a person? What do you understand nature of a person?
I,
What do you think
nature
your
of
personality?
person.
Tell me, what do you think your personality is?
My personality, sir, I think that I am an honest person who
What
is
you are?
doing.
What person?
Sir, honest person.
Honest person. Very good. Right. Okay. What else?
I think that I help other people whenever they are in
That
any
is,
problem.
those are very trivial issues. Okay. First and foremost, today, now, let me just tell you before we start hand over to the masses which are available. Now, the way we feel, think, act, and behave is our personality. And today they talk about what they call ocean. Open to experience, C for consentient, E for extrovert, A for agreeableness, and N for neuroticism. And there's something called International Conference on the ICD 11, which has come back. It has it is latest thing, it's 2022. There's the International Interest Committee on the Diseases. They call the ICD, International Committee on Diseases. They come out they've given details of it. So first and foremost, you are going for SSB, you don't even know what personality is, and it is supposed to be personality check. What are we going to do? Second, you have been to SSB at least 5 attempts, and you have not been in a position to understand your own weaknesses. That's sad. That I'll talk about later on. I'll start with, let's have the feedback of others. Then I'll come up before Kadam takes on. Okay, let's have my youngest friend here. I think she is Shivanshi Rai available. I think, can we have her views? Yeah, Shivanshi Rai.
To say
Yeah. Anything?
no.
No. Okay. I think that we will spare her the torture of speaking something. Okay. Let's have Bikram.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you have heard the interview. Tell me what do you understand from here? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Should he recommend it? Why? If not, what and how? Quick.
Yes. So my strength, sir.
Yeah. Not your strength. You have to talk about the candidate. You have been the outsider. I always say it is sitting on the outside. No, till now you were player. You were being interviewed and you were the player inside. Now you're sitting on the fence. You are observing others.
Yes.
And learning is by observing others. Now, what do you observe here?
So firstly, while he was talking about the teacher, sir, he mentioned about science teacher, and later on he himself contradicted about by saying it motivation and lack of motivation. And initially saying it was not of motivation, it was like demoralizing.
He was critical of his teacher, and ultimately he came back to say no, that motivation. When he was countered by Kadam, was it for the right thing or not? And he says, "You're probably." Then probably today I realized that it may be for the right cause. Okay, accepted. Next.
And so secondly, I think he mentioned about anxiety and introvert, which I think that it should not have been mentioned. Or
but the problem is that simply indicates you do not know what is being tested. And if you yourself are telling you are anxious, anxiety prone, and if you are introvert and all that, but there is no place for you in the services. Simple.
And
so you must.
Yes,
You must
he also mentioned.
Yeah. He must that you want to attend this.
Yes.
He must really know what is expected in SSP, and you should try and perform as per the parameters which are listed or what you feel you should be projecting your personality, isn't it? Okay, next.
Sir, he also said most of the time that he is alone, and
He
it contradicted with his daily routine, sir. Sir, he said most of the time he is alone, sir. Means
okay.
he try to stay alone, sir. And it contradicted with daily routine where he mentioned every time he's busy, like with friends, sometimes with family and helping family members. And
Basically, if you're telling me it's a no Kabul Nama word is if you tell me you are anxious and you're loner, I don't have to ask you any proof. If you yourself tell me जाकर एक मुस्लिम जाके कहता है मैंने ही कत्ल किया, that's enough. If he wants to do it, that he just going to kill himself. There is nothing else required. I don't Kadam done to find whether he's a loner or not a loner.
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, lastly, sir, I think, sir, that he should be knowing more about himself, sir. I don't think, sir, more about himself, he should be knowing, sir.
So he's inside. He doesn't have insight.
Self-introspection.
Insight, self-introspection required. Right?
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. Is Prithvi available? Prithvi, is he available? Yeah. Yogesh, I think they have all gone. I think, okay, don't worry. Now we'll have Nikhil. Come back.
Sir, coming to his, positive and negative point, firstly, I will go for so is not that much reasonable.
Your voice
His
is
common sense is, not so common. Then, am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, going through is, the negative and positive aspect of his, interview, that he has anxiety issue, which was evident while answering questions also. He is not reasonable, is lacking common sense, and then he's, he had some issue with, he's not that much open as he pretend to with his friends and all. And one thing that I feel, sir, he is potential to open Pandora box. We don't know what he will speak sometime. कुछ भी बोल सकता है. There is a chances. Positive thing that I find that his awareness, the GK and all is good. He is attentive. He is somewhat responsible, and socially he managed to do well.
Okay. Now,
That's it.
okay. Let me have a Yogesh. What do you feel about yourself now?
Sir, I think
How you talk about your interview first yourself.
sir, it was a nice session. I came to know about my weaknesses, and
Don't talk about the interview per se. You talk about how do you rate your interview, the response that it, how do you rate yourself?
Sir, I would rate it 7 out of 10 because I could have done better.
7 out of 10 is a very good marks. I think that you have 70% is a very good mark. I will tell you. I think you are sitting on the border to pass it off, pass on. So that's a very good score. 6 and 7 is probably that is what the people generally pass. 5, I think 1 odd person in the day passed with 5, and I don't think below that 1 to 4 days I have never seen even 1 happening around there. So when you talk about 7, I think it's a very, very high score. So very nice, positive understanding yourself. Okay. Do you know, first and foremost, let me just tell you before I hand over to Karan Kadam. Now, I just wanted to come back on 3-4 things. First and foremost, is the first quality is what you call that is an effective intelligence. Though he is effective in the use of intelligence to find a solution to day-to-day problem. Now tell me at one place you have indicated that you have done something great.
Sir, it's a life situation or in
the interview part. You tell me in the interview. Give me one instance where we can all make out that you can solve a problem.
Voice is breaking, sir.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, sir. I can hear you now, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now I say give me one instance in the interview which indicates presence of effective intelligence. That means use of intelligence to find a solution to day-to-day problem. Tell me one instance in the interview that has gone.
Sir, I think that it was the volleyball match situation, sir.
Is it what have you done? You have done nothing. That is the organizing ability. And then he said that was no normal. It is such a test. And there's only one tournament, one match is to be done. And what you have done, you just ran the system and you finish it 3 lines, you finish the match. So that's organized, not the effective intelligence. It means the basic.
Effective intelligence, I think that, sir, when he was giving rapid fire questions, I think, sir, I was able to answer all questions properly.
Yeah, that is not this. That is secondary memory part. You have just attentively listened because you try to answer him. But did you answer adequately to his questions? That is the question comes into play. Was it adequate? Then comes a reasoning ability. Reasoning ability itself. Now, what is the reasoning ability? Reasoning ability is again, when you look at it now, there is a response of questions. Is it spontaneous? Was it deliberate? Or did they pause? You spotted, you said what you came to your mind. That's all. Spontaneous, yes, probably yes. But was it required? No. Was it justified? No. It is what you speak that has to have some relevance to your use. Everything is a resource. Every word is a resource. It should go to prove your qualities. Did it come out? Not even once. Okay. You did try to answer the question completely. Very, very nice. But general awareness in the whole system, your very first question started very well. You talked about Ajmer, and that area was that was the only question which could impress us. Rest of the places, no way it could have focused. So any including for NSS and all the activities they talked about, I think at least I'm not convinced about it. Then comes as a 6.5 quality, we always talk about it. First is reasoning ability, questionable, you have illogical. When you talk about teacher, he says he's negative motivation. Why should a teacher be against you? Why should he? That's use the word. I use the word for rationalization. What word is for rationalization? That's it. Rationalize. There's a no defense mechanism. You've got logic for saying what is there. You want to put a logic. That is called rationalization. What is you? So it's your defense mechanism that you for rationalization for everything. Starting for when you went around there, you wanted to learn swimming. Why? Because it is going to help you in academy. Swimming is the last part of it. What do you do for your own development first? What do you do for your development? Tell me. How do you improve yourself? What are the qualities you do? You said stamina. Stamina is probably as an officer, you require head first. Effective reasoning ability, organizing ability. What do you do for them? You're not talked about. So misplaced idea. Okay. So the first and foremost, you have started, teachers, you were critical, demotivated, you can't afford to do that. Then you have talked about the friends. Initially, when you talked about why they were friends, because they went for cycling together, they went for places moving together. That's not the logical, that's not the case. And you have made friends, you have remained with the SSP once and twice, and they become a good friend. And 6th time you made good friends. For what? Helping others to do it, is it? No, in order to be friends, what are things required? You require trustworthiness, honesty, dependability, loyalty. The other parties. What are the reasons why should he be a friend? When he asked me, why should Karnam be my friend? He's trustworthy. Yeah, just was 10 minutes. I had told him, will not have it. And even 10 minutes, he comes to the left side, he comes back. That is trustworthy. He's dependable. Just classical example happened and we broke up and they came back. Why did he come back? So that is what is friendship comes into play. Loyalty, trace, and supportive. You have to give any number of logic for what you gave it. What you went for cycling, you went to places, moving around. So that's why they're your friend. Then he said, motivates me. Good weakness. It means what he requires assistance, and we don't want to. A motivation is one of the qualities receiving commented from all 3 assessors over and over these 15 qualities. And if you got required to be motivated, this place is not for you. Absolutely no. Then you say low motivation, then you talk to What else is something? Yadav, you talked about your then he said, I have got lot of friends. Okay, very nice, lot of friends. Okay, but you could come back only with 2 or 3. Which right from school days, you see, yes, very nice. You have got a lot of friends again from school days, but you came back to 2 plus 1 thing, only 4 of the people you came back to ultimately. Then he said, their friends are there from SSB. How many days are you staying? You were 5 times you screened out. So they must be staying for only 1 day. If 1 day, if you are making friend like that, I think it's great. Then you're a great person. Out of 6 times in the city you have gone, 5 times you were screened out. So maximum you stay would have only 1 day. And 1 day you make a good friend till now, like very nice. I think so then you deserve a credit for that. Hobby. You couldn't afford to talk about hobby. You says totally. You say I can't. Then the reason he says I couldn't memorize things. I can't express myself. So everything. Then he says I am trying to guide others because they have fear for serious. That is again projective technique. You have got fear for abstract and system, not they. It's a projective technique. When you are saying my friends are afraid of passing SSB abstract, it is not they. You are afraid of it. Let me just be very openly. Okay, so it is the projective technique, and that indicates it's you. 0 is you, not they. You are afraid of it. You are afraid for SSB, but you think I am doing everything well because 6 times you have gone, you are not able to analyze yourself. SSB tips on that, and you are giving SSB tips. You yourself have not made it, and what SSB tips are you going to give? Tell me now yourself. Is it justified?
Sir, when they went for the first time, they asked me that what are the do's and don'ts and the SSB. So I told them about it.
Okay, that's it. Is it the assistance? Were you right? How do you know you were right? Tell me today.
Sir, I told them whatever I have learned from the SSB.
So that is separate. So that is what is that? You just narration. You are not. That is not helping in any case. Is it a help? Tell me yourself. Okay, that I can get. That is this input I get it anywhere at any time. Okay. Then after I have said you get angry. Then you talked about you said rational. I used it angry. Did you get angry or not? Use the word angry. Did you use the word angry? Yes or no? And my father got angry at me.
Yes, sir.
That indicates what? Interpersonal relationship. Your father is not to that extent, which is right. Secondly, the reason you gave it to him, you got back. Back means what? You failed in.
Sir, backlog.
Backlog, I know, I can understand it. Don't worry. I know, understand that. You got a backlog. That too in this semester, 5th semester. That is 3rd year. That too is in design. And you say your graphics and nothing are your strengths. How can it be? It doesn't match.
Sir, it was a different game, sir. The name is design of machine elements, but it's related to numerical part.
Grant me that much now. Grant me that much, my dear. Grant me that much around there today. You can't, it is totally, no, it is mismatching everywhere. What are you trying to tell me this? Secondly, so that's a clear indicator. The relationship with your father is not appropriate. Absolutely, I have got absolutely no doubt about it. Next, you talked about mother and sister, but that nowhere you gave us inkling that you have got a very good relationship with your mother. Tell me, nowhere you talked about, yes, I help my mother in gardening and doing household. That's the only activity you said. Does it indicate you have got a good relationship with them? Tell me yourself. Then what you're doing, what is this interview for? Interview is to check what is it? We have already this for what only. Sister, you talk, what is it? You help her in something, and that's all. You never talked about even good something about sister. She's younger sister. Not technical. Then again you talk about you go for dinner. No, we can say after that I go. You use the word no. When before you speak, think about it. You see you use the word After I come back in the evening, I go for lunch. That's no, I'm just slip of tongue. It happens. It's called Freudian slip. Let me just tell you, it is a Freudian slip. You are trying to concoct a story, and that story itself is not coming out. You're just trying to feel it, and it comes out of its own. It's called Freudian slip. It's just like people treat, it comes out. It comes off Pounce's ways. Pounce's ways. I'm not trying to tell you it's just a mistake. It's very trivial one, but that is just indicate what is available on there. Then you talk about trekking. You have written in a PI good trekking, and you said I have gone trekking only once or twice. So why should you write it? Then you are part of NSS, and you have not been in a position to define what a job it is in NSS. And NSS was supposed is a part of the syllabi in engineering college. Either you have to join NSS, or you have to join NCC, or you have to join clubs under the system. It's a part of syllabi. And once it's a part of syllabi, what are the real activities that you could explain to him? I think that's very bad. You also are telling the introvert, the posters, you gave out the management of that volleyball match. Details missing. You 3 lines, you finished it off. Very nice. And when he came back to the person who was surrounded and where he says, you gave up everything, you use the word, where are you? कच्चे बनियान में सब कुछ देने के बाद कच्चे बन जाएगा एंड सब बोरी से भी ढक लूंगा जिससे कोई मुझ पर हंसे नहीं. What is this? Let me just tell you very frankly, you have got a misplaced ideas about yourself that you are good at it and you can make by just attending the interview. I request you to go through the fundamentals, understand read good books, go to the good coaching, understand what is at least it will help you to become a better person. With the present status, it is for the expert Kadam to decide. No one will give you more than 5 minutes time for the interview. Within 5 minutes, he decided what is done and said thank you very much. And he'll keep talking about he'll give the story that he created. Okay, you'll go alone, and then he'll cover yourself, and people will laugh at it and sab taaliyan bajayenge. So all this story he'll keep listening and he'll keep laughing. That's all. Overall, it's unproductive. You were not in a position to bring out any of the qualities which are required. Even the weaknesses that you are talking, what is irrelevant, that is means you don't even know yourself. So that's the fundamental. You have to rethink yourself, replan yourself, go through it. Time is there. You can always improve. You have got enough cap. There's nothing wrong. If you have scored 81% in all 3 from class 10th to this place, so there's no dearth of your what you call the mental capabilities. Exploit it. Now hand over to Colonel Kadam to sum it up. I think I'll leave it up to this point. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Right, Yogesh. The aim of Colonel Prasad and my aim is also to tell you your weak points so that you will improve. Don't think that we are trying to demotivate you.
No, sir. No,
is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, basic thing, again, Colonel Prasad has said, basic thing is a psychological test. All questions that I have asked you throughout, there's no rapid fire question. The time is plenty with you. There's no rapid fire. Only thing is there are comprehensive questions in a go so that just to check certain aspect of your psychology. And all the questions are very easy. Any child of 5th or 6th can also answer these questions and thinks and can think, yeah, I can pass SSB. No.
Sorry, sir. I just put in one response. Gentlemen, you understand. Throughout life, we keep telling stories. When you are going back to your mother and telling what has passed, when you go back to your father, you say what is past and what I'm going to do. That's a storytelling. When you go to teacher, you are what teacher is teaching, what has gone in past, what Newton said, or what Eisenhower or what the scientist said. What you're going to tell in the SSB is what has been past. It's a storytelling. You must learn to tell your story. Our Sast as a Panchatantra was one of the oldest, Vishnu, that was the oldest Panchatantra storytelling. And the storytelling is supposed to be the technology today. Today, Harvard and everyone is trying to teach how to tell your story. And you must tell your story in such a way that when you are trying to put your imagination into it, so that the people understand how it is. इसको सपना बेचना, मोदी क्या करता है? मोदी वोट ऐसे थोड़ी देता है, सपना बेचता है, कहानी कहता है, कहानी करता है नहीं करता है, कहानी नहीं करता है, बताओ आप लोग भी कहानी बोलो यार। जब मोदी जी देश की कहानी अपन देख कर पूरे संसार में बेच दिया हिंदुस्तान के नाम पर, जो कि सबको they were not impressed, now everyone wants to have a friendship with him, learn from him. चलो।
Okay, so it's basically a psychological test that you have to do. Every person will answer these questions, but what you say is important. Initially, it is connected with your PIQ, but later on, it is what you have already said. So the lot of cases there was a mismatch between your PIQ and what you said. As I think Vikram has brought out, you contradict yourself. And like I'll give an example. You said ki you can't mug up things, and that's why science you couldn't do well. And whereas social Hindi, I think it's the other way around. Science, if you have understood the concept, everything except for definitions, yeah, Archimedes, yeah, Newton's laws or something, you might have mug up. Most of it is your logic. And these days, let me be another frank, 82% is very low percentage. You would, in Pune, you will not get admission to any colleges. It closes at 87, 88%.
Delhi said 99.9%.
So, it gives, had you said same question, same answer, my percentage was not good because I was more into games. But that's a different issue. Trekking, you didn't know. Swimming, you don't know. So you have been only at home, staying alone, and I don't know what you're doing. I thought initially Ajmer, Bever, you told something about history, industry, and things that it's okay. I thought this chap is up to it. But then I found in your education background itself, you could not, give satisfactory answers or of anything. Then major point other than what Colonel Prasad said is it is strikingly unwanted of an officer, your courage aspect. At your age, your 5'8", 9". What's your height?
Sir, 5'8".
8, 5'8", isn't it? So you just, the chap asks you and you tell me, oh, marne se chaku lekar aayega, yeah, imaginary fear. Every such people don't carry chaku, even if it is what the bloody hell chaku, yeah, your age lag gaya, so what? But I'll not give my purse, even if it is 10 rupees, it is hard earned, my father's money. What the hell from me? Yes, if I'm Langda Lula and I'm weak, then it's a different issue. Or I'm not a Langda Lula, you are a hefty chap, 5'8", and young as you are. Why should you give even 1 rupee to somebody? Yes, beggar, I might give 100 rupees. But somebody takes it forcibly from me at your age, I'm sorry, this is not expected out of you. At your age, you should be having your, yes, logic.
Sir, Pakistani, when they ask, they put a in front, I say, okay, then give it, they will surrender off.
So you should not. It's not that I'm saying what I'm saying is 100% correct. You can give it. I'm in a hurry. I've got to take my sister, mother to the hospital. So I'll give it and just run away from there. I'll just throw it at his face and run away. That could be logical. But then the interviewing officer is not going to keep quiet. He's going to ask you one more, situation to see actually you have that little courage or not. And here you have not come. But pretty much shirt pant bhi mang raha hai, you are giving shirt pant also. Kache mein ghumega fir. And on that he says, yes, kache mein jaunga. So logic, nothing, everything is failed in this case. Yeah, mobile phone bhi wo bolta hai, main usko kacha baniyan ye sab kuch de dunga, lekin mobile nahi dunga. वो ज़रा greedy आदमी है, वो शर्ट भी मांग रहा है, ट्राउजर मांग, वो तेरे को मोबाइल छोड़ देने लेने देगा क्या? हाँ? You stopped swimming because the swimming pool is 25 meters, उसके आगे नहीं करूँगा. You think जो लंबे 5,000 meters swim होता है, वो क्या वो 5,000 meters का swimming pool होता है? They also, you don't have to stop. You keep continuous swimming. So actually, you have not been into the swimming pool. That's what I get. So everything what is all
So business.
incorrect, false statement. You have not projected yourself. As you said, story you have to tell good, correct, and authentic. You can't make up stories. To make up a story, you will have to be very, very intelligent and very, very padaku. You are reading also, you don't read newspapers, your current affairs, knowledge also. In fact, I gave up by the end of it. I said, ki chodo. I said, you know, my this thing, patience was exhausted. So I said, ki chodo abhi. Right? So courage, organizing. I just asked 3 simple questions. What planning will you do? Correct? How will you, what assistance you'll ask from your boss? And how exactly? Planning, to you have not told me anything.
He gave you 3 lines, sir. He gave you 3 words, 3 questions and 3 lines. He gave it to you.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ बॉस से क्या मैं बोलते जैसे आगे चलता रहेगा मैं अपने दोस्तों से मदद मांगता रहूंगा. Is that correct? Way of doing things. How will you organize? Nothing. You could not tell anything about it. So you have not been keeping your eyes and open in school, colleges, your company where you work, everywhere. Okay, how things are organized. You know, even if you have organized a picnic, you have paid attention in your college, definitely you can apply the same formula and roughly, you know, and give a thought to it. Okay, volleyball. So what I will, volleyball bhi nahi khela hoga. You have not done anything other than studying and being at home only. Friends वगैरह सब ऐसे ही है ना?
Where was the question of asking Agni Veer and all? Where was the need of asking this question?
You have to improve in every aspect of it.
You logically.
I'm not trying to demotivate you, right? Aim is you put in work, you understand why. All the questions that I ask, you can repeat and you can think of a 8th standard boy. Will he answer all these questions? Yes, he will answer all these questions. Answering is not enough. What you say that matter is important, right? And you should behave like yourself, your age. Organizing, I don't want you to be expert organizer, but certain things at your age is expected, you should have given thought to it. So similarly, in a courage situation or whatever it is, right? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any question, okay, you want to ask now?
No, sir.
My recommendation will see you have to revisit yourself and start from fundamental. Fundamental like this. You must understand what are the qualities required. How do you can be rest assured if you have not been recommended, it's not because of interview alone. You won't have done well all 3 disciplines. Let me just tell you, because whatever input I have got, I'm quite confident it's impossible for you to have not done well in either of 3 of the techniques. Out of 6 times, you were lucky to have at least screened in, and that gave you some exposure of the SSP. So my request, revisit yourself, replan yourself, catch up some people around there, revisit, spend some time. At least it will help you to develop yourself. Aim is passing or failing in SSP separate issue. Our aim is that we can't guarantee. We are all neither Kadam cannot guarantee nor we can guarantee. But what we always say that when you come to us, we should be able to add a value to yourself. So you may have felt bad. Don't feel bad about it. Aim is again corrective, so that this sort of pills that we have talked about, no one would have told you. Has anyone told you till date? Tell me yes, frankly.
Yes, sir.
No one would have told you. So, but don't feel bad about the odds. Unfortunately, fortunately, and we are in that that plan which you like to talk straight. And aim is again so that you can improve and do well in your life. Okay. If you got any question, you have got right to ask. Otherwise, I will say thank you. Wish you all the best. Okay. With the whole recommendation, you have to revisit yourself, analyze yourself, prepare well, search for a good people who can afford to guide you through. It is not only interview, you require in all 3 disciplines. And it is not for SSB, you require help in your own progression in life. Even you are the future engineer that you are, you would require this all this in battery. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Nice talking to you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Look after yourself. Thank you.
I have a
Thank you,
query.
Kalakadam. I think we are grateful.
all the best, Yogesh.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you want to add something?
No, sir. I mean that sir had said, but एक चीज मेरे को पूछना था. I mean सर से भी, Colonel कदम सर से भी, आपसे भी. I mean in SRT situation we come across कि आपको कोई gun point पे कुछ मांग रहा है, and there is a possibility we are unarmed. So I mean that cases it is मतलब what would be the ideal cases? मेरी
There
समझ
is
में है कि
nothing
अगर कोई
for understand. It is nothing can be ideal. SRT is situation reaction. When he why did the interviewing officer ask a question on it is not SRT. They find anything weaknesses which they find. For there they design a question to clarify their doubt. He had doubt about the courage, so that's the reason he has bringing out the situation. If he has got doubt about organizing ability, he has asked him to organize a match. So it is a quality, it is not the situation that he brings in, it's only, and there is no ideal answer. It is all at the conscious. This is a question I am asking at the conscious domain. And conscious level, what should I be? Conscious domain, what is there? I must react adequately. What is the answer? I must react adequately. And that adequate word is depends upon situation to situation and person to person. If I'm going along with my sister on my back and the goons around there, what is my first aim? To protect her. If I'm alone, my reaction will be different. If I got one person, probably my reaction will be different. If the 3 person who are there with a gun point, my reaction will be different. So it depends upon the situation. That aim is you should react adequately and maintain aim. I always say you should react adequately and maintain aim. They are the 2 things essential. If you are going for interview, if you are going for ticket, you are going to catch a train, you must reach that. You can't leave it halfway. And you must react. If someone has stopped you from there, if someone has snatched it also, probably as he was saying, if I'm going with a sister, someone wants it around there, I have to protect her around there. Yet from the probably person gone back, inform the police, come back around there. What is the problem? You have to say there's no concept, there's nothing called this, there's no straight answer to any question.
I mean, I said, I pointed out the ideal what should not have been there, but is it worth to risk? I mean, someone is at gunpoint, I'm asking for my money. So is it what? मतलब मैं जानना चाह रहा था क्योंकि मेरे माइंड में
what is my aim? My aim is to check my courage. Does he comes under anxiety or not? Does he comes under pressure or not? This situation is supposed created to create a person onto individual. How well does he takes the pressure? That is what we want to check. Does he buckle under pressure? Does he give to does he नंगे होकर जा रहा है? What is happening? He is buckled under pressure. सब कुछ दे रहा है. Can we do that? Aren't we ashamed of it?
that is not.
So that is exactly what it is. It's not situation. Is again, it's a different game. It is you must word is react adequately to any situation, and that adequacy will depend upon what is the scenario has been created. And he'll keep changing the plan. He this goalpost he'll keep. If he says okay, I will do this, and he'll again create a scene, another scene. He'll keep increasing it. So there's no way. So it is the individual. He is the right thinker. He will come back to the right answer. Those who are not, they will give it.
I just explained. In the same situation, in this case, I had formed a mental picture of this person already, right? What was expected of his age was the first round he should have resisted. He said, "वो कैसे मारेगा?" If he says with that confidence, that is enough. कैसे मैं भी मारूंगा.
5 फीट का 8 इंच का मैं भी पहलवान हूं, मैं इसे थोड़ी मार के भाग
But
चल
he
जाएगा.
started off by saying कि चक्कू उसके हाथ में होगा. There is no point. You know, that gives an indication of something else. Thereafter, if I take it to the higher, ऐसे कि वो अकेला नहीं है, तू तो उस अकेले को मार देगा, फिर वो सिटी मारता 3 और बंदे आते. That's the time his logic should come in. Yes, 3 chaps may not be okay. At that time, I'll look for escape from there. Which way? Why can't a young chap like him escape from one chap and three chaps more are coming? And there's nothing cowardice in that. He should have escaped in there. But I said they don't let you escape also. Yes, that time if he gives, or even in between, he gives his watch, purse, okay. But when it comes to shirt and pant, it's his izzat. You know,
That
it's
was
his izzat. So,
uncalled for.
but that answers, let me tell you, even that may not be the only thing, because his previous, what he has spoken all the way, and his, what is his age? If an NDA chap, he does something stupid, he will still pass. But at this age and this experience of college and company, then his reaction has to be certainly different.
I'll give you example. I'll give example. Suppose now we had the pilot going to the Pakistani border, isn't it? What did he do? Everything was against him. Take his example, isn't it? What do you do? He ate up the plan itself. He didn't buckle. They kept on torturing him around there. There can't be situation greater than that. So you want to create a person like this. You want to create an iron. We are looking for a person who is iron, who will resist everything. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir, got the idea, got the idea. I mean, I was bit confused the way sir pointed out that time. So that now I got the clear idea. I mean, it should be our top priority. I mean, what is it? And then have to reaction should be adequately.
I'll give it. Suppose you prisoner of war हो गया, क्या करेगा? हिंदुस्तान के बेच देगा?
No, sir.
बेचो this is what हिंदुस्तान का बेचना हो गया ना यार. Then he can nanga होकर जा रहा है. What else you want?
No, that was the definitely, sir. I mean, that I also
not that any
so
situation. As a word is, you must react adequately, and the adequacy will depend upon the situation. A situation that he always raises the level. Okay, right then. Thank you, sir. I think I'm grateful to Kanakadam for having spared the time back again. He was, we have peeled off. Again, we join in. Thanks again, sir.
No, sir. Thank you very much. It's a learning for me also.
It's always, let's see.